I wanted to talk about the solar return, particularly because I'm having my solar return. That's your birthday in astrology. Let me get my glasses. Yes, the solar return in astrology is your birthday. The solar return in astrology is your birthday, and I'm having that, so I wanted to kind of do a little astrology in front of you, particularly about your solar return, right? It's a picture that lasts for 365 days. Is kind of like your own personal new year, and so the solar return flash or the picture that's happening on the day of your birthday that lasts for the entire year is the forecast kind of thing. You look at what's happening, so like, well, yeah, you do the aspects to your chart, and then you take in consideration what's happening in the air too. As interesting. So um, let alone there being a solar return. For me, I have, well, let's see, we'll look at the moon. Well, it looks like it's in Cancer. It could be conjunct Mars, and it technically is. The Mars in Cancer is very sensitive for all of humanity. They are experiencing the thin skin that the Mars in Cancer kind of points at. It's not necessarily a bad thing, to have your nerves exposed. It reminds me of the it's Cancer, the crab or the lobster that well, yeah, it had to change, so it got really uncomfortable first, and then now it's taken off because it's growing and it can't live in its shell anymore, and so it has to get out of its shell, and then so now we're at the out of the shell period, and they hide kind of like, because they're really sensitive. They don't have their shell on. Um, and they're growing their shell, and they're just really very sensitive. They're going to be hiding and probably hostile with their beings, but they have a reason for it, right? They are super sensitive at that time, and it's like everybody's kind of being that way, especially my generation, um, which is the Libra generation. Anybody born from around about 70s to 78. And anyway, Uranus being in Libra there also during that time anyway, so it's a double whammy with Libra, which is a double whammy on the reconstructing our ideals about relationships. Really, it's, when Pluto goes through Libra, it's like the wrecking ball of the mainstream scenarios or idealized scenarios of what relationships should look like. Really, whatever is a lie um, isn't going to make it. Whatever's left standing is the real aspect of love itself and companionship and all that stuff. And so during that time, there was a lot of well, divorces, probably hard to stay together. Maybe there was an issue. See, we have an eclipse coming up. Well, I guess we start out with this Pisces eclipse that snuck up on us all. I mean, for me it did, and lo and behold, it's conjunct Neptune, and that's a sneaky thing. But see, that's our spirituality. That's looking into something that's hard to look into about a lot of things. It's just let the clarity happen, but it's not easy because, sorry, I'm looking at like something burning over there. I don't know. Um, watch out. Well, see, now we have Mercury oppose Neptune in the sky today. That's happening on my solar return, and it happens that it's aspecting my Venus, right? We all know about this happy-go-lucky Neptune opposing my Venus. It's been happening over the last 3 years, but it's about 5 degrees off at 29, but or 6 degrees, say. But it's still an aspect of that's to my Venus. But see, Mercury is conjunct my Venus now, and I know that as being very beneficial for communications. And boy, am I a communicator! And there's going to be a lot of communicating going on. See, uh, can feel the energy now. It's just a flash of your solar return. It's very quiet before then, and it's very nebulous. It's like, no, you're kind of being reborn now, and so you kind of recede if you pay attention on when you have your birthday. You're It's a few days before that you seem to just kind of go into your shell and you're not doing as much expressing. You know, it's the 12th house vibe because you're going to get into the boom, back into rebirth, I guess. And so, and it flashes with this solar return thing, like I'm trying to explain today. Uh, Mars, see, we have Mercury conjunct my Venus, which is amazing, and then we have, okay, so, oh, look how that um, Venus has snuck into Scorpio, and that squares the Taurus people and the Aquarius people and the Leo people very early degree. And Venus in Scorpio is pretty darn intense. It's a little bit, it could be overly passionate, maybe. It could be like overly like spooky, I guess, but it likes that, it likes to be really spiritual. I don't see a problem with it really, but there's some downfalls to all of the placements where anything could be, but uh, uh, yeah, I didn't notice that, it's coming up to, so that's a kind of a mild trine to my Jupiter. It's looking like that I'll be, see, I want to talk about this with my chart. See, that's interesting. Thank God for the 3 degrees, Scorpio and Venus in Scorpio. See, I don't know about you, but I like the water sign trine my Jupiter, which we're going to get on to the now we're held it. See, that's easier right now. See, technically Venus is now trine Mars in the sky. It's an elemental trine, but it's much more easier than what we were experiencing with the squares that were going on. And that's when the Olympics was happening, where it's like, okay, so my epiphany yesterday was, see, money is asking us, what do you want? Do you want your material world or do you want men and women? Like, do you want this fake, materialistic, disease-making system, or do you want just men and women? Because that's all that's here. Can't admit that, huh? Oh, well, so you want your money. You want your money show, huh? What is it? See, nobody really has a choice in that. I mean, God, this conversation, but now this conversation, the way that my voice sounds and everything, really, the real thing is that, see, I have Jupiter in Pisces, and Mars is 1 degree trine my Jupiter in Pisces, and Mars is in Cancer. And I was trying to talk about it, and it's like, well, so we'll see how that is. But now we see how it is. See, Mars is at 11 degrees cardinal Cancer. That's a vital degrees. It's 1 degree away from my Jupiter. It's questionable whether or not my Jupiter is actually 11 degrees. But looking at this aspect that's flashing, and it's me for the rest of the year until my next solar return. I'm actually grateful for, because I just got back from a jog, and I'm going to do some yoga, and see, it's very physical. The Mars trine or positive aspect to Jupiter is like, these are athletes and stuff, and so I'm going to get back into rebuilding my muscular body. I've been way out of shape, and then so I know that sounds weird, but no, it's my legs and really my cardiovascular. And anyway, it feels good to have done it, and I feel like I know I didn't do enough. It's a good sign. See, but really, what the Mars Jupiter aspect really is, uh, it's mild because it's, for me, it's in the Pisces Cancer kind of thing. But it's not saying that Mars isn't going to cause aggression in a beneficial way. Really, I am not going to hesitate in saying some things in what I'm going to be standing up for myself a lot more, um, much to the dismay of narcissists who do not want us to stand up for ourselves at all. It's going to be appearing on my video that I just say things, and um, it could be in a beautiful way because we have Mercury conjunct my Venus, and I'm excited to see, because I'm highly artistic, and I would love to share my more artistic side. Hence my wearing my artistic shirt, which it used to be just plain kind of white pinkish, and then it got dingy. Sorry, and now it's really super dingy, right? No, but it was somebody dyed this. See, I'm more of an original person, and I save the original work of other people too. And anyway, might do some of my music and stuff. But see, the main thing, of course, for us all is how do we get into a place where we are more valued in people's lives? And I would love to see. I'm going to talk about that. I see how I'm talking about money more, but I wanted to talk about the astrology. See, coming up is a an eclipse. Now I got to Jupiter. I got to Mars. What it's doing to my Jupiter, which is that's why I really wanted to do this. It's like, yay! I'm going to be able to see the Jupiter in Pisces, particularly in my 12th house placement. Even though it's going backwards, it could be a different scenario when it's going backwards in Pisces because it's that Neptune that tends to be more clear, or Pisces, it tends to be more clear when everything is reversed. Why? Because everything's reversed anyway, and you don't know that. And I'm watching the cat right now. She is getting more like Kim Cast just hit it on the head. It's just we're sleeping together, and she's purring on me in the morning, and I'm giving her kisses, and she's helping me with my shoelaces, and the cutest little thing in the universe. And I'm so grateful for the people that are trying to help me in my life. But see, it comes with a relationship, right? Maybe, or is it a situationship? See, I don't do situationships. I do friendships, and I have very deep, meaningful interactions in my 3D life. And it's because, well, I kind of do stick to myself originally. I'm that Jupiter and Pisces. And let's get back to the Jupiter and Pisces. Unfortunately, a lot of people would see that I give up really easy. I give up really easy. I have a weak constitution with Sun in Libra, but really that the Sun in Libra conjunct Venus, Venus in Virgo's detriment. We can pick on me like that, but no, there's other aspects that can cancel it out and say no, there's a little bit of a fire there and stuff. But really, you would be surprised. You know, I mean, it's disappointing for a lot of people. I think that I say fuck them. Mind your own fucking business. So can't you just accept that I'm working with an amount of self-doubt that actually I keep overcoming it with experiencing things on my own, making it my experience, and then like I said, overcoming and gaining confidence only through just that solid fucking experiential kind of thing. I'm not imagining my life is happening. I'm a 3D person. And this is where I was about to say, how do I express to Facebook and everybody on it that I don't appreciate this fucking place at all because nobody can be present with each other, not really. And even if there is a chance to be, like, how are we supposed to use it? Is monetarily. People aren't doing that to the nth degree, except for my friends that understand that maybe we are to project something here. You have a channel. Are you a channel yourself? See, the question is, out of the two that are here that we can find, mind or heart, which one are you? Are you channeling the mind? Which is, who knows what's grabbed the hold of that thing and fucking boned it for how many generations now, and you're being traditionally, you got your traditional values stuck in there and all that suggestion that is just, I don't know if you remember, but you were a toddler once trying to get out of that into your body and you can never do it because somebody said no. Or are you of the heart where it's like, oh, hey, unfortunately, here in this realm, it takes a hell of a lot of what they would call like misfortunes to finally get, because it's tearing your heart out, and really it's tearing out off. It's keeping it raw, especially when you're born into stuff when you're a kid. It's like circumstances beyond your control, and then pretty soon you get a little bit more wiser. You're just like, no, these are just people, and shit's happening beyond their control also. I mean, it's like, whoa, you didn't really plan on the world on the outside there being absolutely near impossible. And so whatever you do, don't try to understand that. Now, where do we put all of our ability to understand what, and what are we trying to understand now? And so if you're lucky, with that, like what I'm saying is that one side, the two types of different people, that one other side who is more heart and love oriented, and like it's more just being a present and aware and allowing a space for what? Well, there's a lot of shit going on. There's people too, myths in this, who think that they're more real than the moment now. And then but that's why we have astrology. Really, it's a tool that says, you know what, people are so uniquely different, even if they are twins born within seconds apart. Um, Now let's talk about how Mars is in the sky. It's going to be, it's okay, so it's technically trine Saturn in the sky, 4 degrees for everybody. Even though that darn Mars is in a very butthurt, sensitive place where it's like just, it seems impossible. Can you understand that, like I said, people are individuals and they are going through shit. It's a time of, like, especially with that darn, it's been like this, with Saturn and Pisces. When Saturn first went into Pisces, it was like, okay, everybody's subconscious wiring is going to be just busted open. You talk about the dark closets and stuff that people seem to be working from, that programming that it can be dark. Now, when we're talking about Pisces, really, that's what we're talking about. Um, when we talk about it in the individual, really, it's just like what system got to them, and either, like, what do they believe about why their body looks the way it is? I mean, we're talking about morbidity being caused by the system, and then what do they make them believe? That it's in your genes that you got sick? That because your family had that, then you're going to have it too? Wrong. We're working with vibrational frequencies. We can do instant healing through vibrational frequencies. You can get off of the Kool-Aid and change your diet and stuff and really start being aware that you are amidst, it's like a big good luck here, but you can, see, the thing is I'm still trying to figure out, really, it's like this, what are you going to do? Hi, Christ, what did you do? I was a perfect example of how you're supposed to live. Come here. You live like this, and then you die like this. What is that? What do you mean live and die like this? Well, if you live in freedom, you die in freedom, right? If you live in bondage, you're going to die in bondage. And what example is that? See, if you live as a living example, you're going to die as a living example, most likely. Nobody wants to know about it, but the right ones that go around and say, "Hey, can I sit you down and talk to you about the life of Jesus Christ? Do you know about that? Oh, you're not miserable enough, huh? Because that person was pointing at, not mainly pointing at the hell that is available for you here, unless you um, unless you surrendered to God in heaven, which is always here now. And what are you going to do about that? Boy, that's what's happening now. It's like, okay, so now that we see it, are we ready for the fucking games to begin? See, with me, where I live, see, I don't think I can change any. I think I can, but change. I need change to take all of these people to court and just sock it to them. Money is going to make people do the research for you, and it's going to make people connect on an official level and say, no, you are being called now on trial to prove that you don't have this much asphalt on there, and that you didn't get it for free, and that it's not a carcinogen, and you didn't have a permit, and all that fucking stuff, and then start socking them with fines. See, that's just a little bit of the thing. See, I know that I'm just toying at a small little piece where around the world, especially west of the Mississippi here in the United States, needs to pay attention to a movement that is trying to start that says, stop poisoning us. Stop being stupid and using the free deal out there, which is just poison. They want you dead. Thank you for helping me. It's not easy. See, when I get a donation of money, I wasn't ready for dealing with how bad off I am with being able to receive, because I don't I am just thanking the people right now who has given me birthday gift. That's what it is for me. It's like I don't even know how to be. See, I'm used to doing work for money, but that's all have changed. See, I've done physical. I try to see. I'm gonna edit a video here. I'm putting it on my birthday. It's my birthday now. I think this one will go on first, but I have to edit this other video because it's like, whoa, you can sure see through your shirt there, Shauna. Yeah, I mean, come on. Yeah. We know what sells, babes. Just um, say something about sex or something, and then you'll get 50 more views. And then maybe a couple dislikes because, yeah, Neptune opposing Mercury in the air right now. I don't see it as, because Mercury is very strong in Virgo. I don't see it as like deception as any other placement can be. It's kind of hard, especially with the Neptune going backwards now, which spells clarity. It's like, whoops! Can you see now the deception? And it's not easy to handle that. See, that's where they say that the tables are going to turn. You flip it over, because your Christianity, um, that the one that keeps killing Christ over there, that's actually a satanic cult, that the Roman Catholic Church, the ones that the reptilians that stay there, their entire cathedral looks like a goddamn lizard head. And then you go in there and they have the strangest, scene, and all of it's like, are we supposed to understand something here? Because I think somebody's overlooking something, because they're kind of blatant and they are up front. And it's like, well, what is really happening with the joke? Can we get in on it? Like with the language and stuff. I mean, I think that, see, the R reverse, it has to do with, well, watch out for the reptilians over there. Watch out for the reversal that's happening. See, they are false information. They're into your false information fields, and they want to make that real. There's where you have your flip that's going to happen. It's like, wait a minute, babes. We don't let the mind control everything with its fear-based orientation, which is purely the desire that's there to try to be more real than reality, and it just can't do that no matter what. It's paranoid from here on out, having heard that, unless it goes to awareness. Just surrender to awareness. Awareness is God. Awareness is God. God is now. Now is awareness. Awareness is God. God is now. Now is awareness. Awareness is now. God is.